Welcome to the Albany Herald Tour, coming to you live from Monroe High School as we get set for our game of the week. Monroe High Tornadoes against the Westover High School Patriots. Tim Dix, Paul Daner Jr. with you here, and Paul GHSA representing this week in the game of the week voting.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I think there was some debate out there whether Deerfield and Westfield, a huge game, was going to be able to come out and get the votes out. But no, it's Monroe and Westover. Let's be honest. Around these parts, Monroe and Westover, I think, will always rule king, and that's why we're out here for this being the game of the week, because to these schools, it's the only game that matters for a whole year in some years.
Yeah, it is definitely, it's a week of revenge, rivalry, and must-win situations. Let's start with the revenge first before we get to this rivalry game. Deerfield, Westfield, happening in Perry, Georgia. Westfield, the #1 team in the state. Deerfield-Windsor Knights on a roll, having won 5 games in a row. And last week with a thrashing of Southam 40-7. Knights beat Westfield twice last year, both in mud bowl situations, the last one being the most important one for the state championship. Westfield's got revenge on their mind.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Allen Lowe this week, and he said, I'm pretty sure that Westfield might have circled this one on their schedule at some point. And this is a huge deal no matter which way you slice it up. For both teams, though, and I think for both of them, still trying to get a gauge of who they are a little bit. Westfield knows that they're for real. They have a lot of big wins this year, win over FPD. They've established themselves, I think, in most people's eyes, as the premier team in the state at this point. Deerfield, a team that believes that they can be, but they had early season struggles in 2 losses, one to George Walton and another loss, who's the other one? To FPD, right, a team that Westfield beat. So it's a thing where, are you for real? That's what you'll learn that coming up here this weekend when Westfield comes in. It's a great opportunity to figure out exactly how far you have come. And oh, by the way, probably decide the #1 seed.
No doubt about that. And I think the thing that'll be the most interesting is that this will be the best defensive line the Deerfield-Windsor Knights have faced off against since they played George Walton. That's such a long time ago. How is this offensive line matured to be able to handle the studs that Westfield's going to throw at us, and ultimately Westfield trying to stop the running game with Tony Zane?
Well, here's the thing. I don't think I can debate that Deerfield has not turned that aspect of their team around. I mean, they've been tested time and time again in that area, and they seem to continue past. I mean, SGA brought in a truckload of hogs from Damascus, and they didn't really seem to have too much problem with that. Came out, shut all of them down, and they had Southland was a very physical team, was supposed to be able to come in and play the role of bully, and what happened there? 40-7 is the final, and a score that I think a lot of people were surprised to see. So it's really hard to say that you don't think that they're going to be able to pass that physical test. Westfield has some of the other intangibles where on a talent level they are not inferior to Deerfield in any aspect. So it'll be a matter of a play here or play there. But I don't think it's going to be because of physicality.
No, it definitely it's going to come down to those 1 or 2 plays. And as always with the Deerfield-Windsor Knights, can Tony Zenon, can he break one of those big, long, special plays and have that special moment that could be the difference in the game?
Yeah. And people I think here that have followed our program are aware of my ineptitude of picking some of these games. I've had my issues in the past. I feel like in the game of the week I've made some strides. This will not be our game of the week. I've been better in the non-games of the week. So I have bad news though. I think Westfield being at home, all of the revenge stuff from last year that's still out there, I think they get this win. The good news for Deerfield is I think there's a pretty good chance you see them again later in the season.
And we shall see. So from that game, which is definitely a revenge mindset, it's really a must-win situation for the Dougherty Trojans as they get set to face off against Crisp County. Dougherty wins, there's a pretty good chance they're going to be in the playoff picture and sitting there and be able to play beyond the regular season. Crisp County upset by Worth County 20-0. And so really kind of 2 teams that have been tough to kind of get a handle on this year. How do you see it coming out?
I mean, the story with Crisp County all year has been when they can run the ball, they're one of the best teams in the region. They just haven't been able to do that consistently. And I think Dougherty's defense is one that has had a lot of success in shutting down other teams' running games this year. I think that's where you see that they're going to come out, and that's where this game is going to be told. They come out, their front 7 can slow down Crisp and turn them into a team that has to make passes to get down the field. Dougherty's going to win this game. And that's the Worth County score I think everyone was surprised to see, and maybe that's a team that we need to be watching here down the stretch, that Worth is starting to get some things together, but that's for a separate show. For right now, Dougherty has to have this game, but both teams have to have this game. I mean, this is as close as you're going to get to a regular season playoff game. When you look at the other intangibles of Dougherty, then would have to beat a Peach County team that's been perfect all season. And there's just everything points to win this game, and there's a good chance you're going to make it into the postseason. So I think the importance of it, I think Dougherty's run defense is the difference. I think they find a way to beat Crisp County at Hugh Mills on Friday night.
There you have it, 2 great games, one a revenge factor, one a must-win situation, but it all comes down to the rivalry, and that's why we're here at Monroe High School. And last time we were here, Monroe was on a roll, but they were getting set to go into a gauntlet of region play. We had a chance to sit down with Coach Charles Truitt and talk about that gauntlet and how he feels like they came out of it and what he learned about his team. Coach Truitt, last time we were here, it was an undefeated team, a lot of stuff going well, and we talked about kind of the intense kind of stretch in region play that you're getting ready to go to. You've had some high moments, you've had some low moments, but overall, what have you learned about your team?
Well, we learned that we got some things we need to correct, but we feel good about where we at right now. We just got to continue to play better. So we understood it was a hard stretch, and we just try to withstand that stretch. And right now we're in a big heated battle. We hope we can come on through.
Defensively, you continue to be strong. You continue to be tough. Offensively, do you feel like there's some areas of improvement, maybe some steps you can take there?
Oh, definitely. What's killing us right now is turnovers and penalties. We get in a big long yard situation, hard to get out of it. But right now we've been really focused on that area. And, we have the talent on that side of football, but we've just been shooting ourselves in the foot, and that's what we've been doing over the last week or two as far as coming back and working on those small things.
As you get ready for this game with Westover, Rashad Jackson obviously is a tremendous talent. What kind of challenges does he pose defensively for you guys?
Well, he throws the football a long way, but other than his arm, he runs the ball well too. So we really have to make sure we're in our passing lane because he does so much for them offensively. He can turn a bad play into a good play. We got to really be cautious of that because he's just that type of talent.
How dangerous is a game like this? Westover, we can't hide it. I mean, they've had their struggles here over the last few games. But it's a city rivalry.
It is
for the city. You guys playing for the city championship. They want to spoil that. Do you look at this game and you're like, if we're not focused, Westover's team, they definitely can come in and upset us.
Definitely. We've been preaching that for the last week and a half because the same situation today. You throw the record books out the window when you play crosstown rivals like we're playing, and they've been having ups and downs. But you look back at that game, they've been in a lot of football games. They've been having the same problem we have with turnovers. So if they can correct those problems, they could be easily a team really heavy into the playoff right now. So we got to come back and perform and play and stay mental focused. If not, we'll be in for a long ball game on Saturday night.
How important is it? Just talking honest, to be city champions. How important is it for you to be city champions?
Well, that's one of our team goals. Every year we think city, region, state champion. And these kids, they play each other all throughout their elementary, middle school, high school, and it's important for them. And we want to be able to. They want to be able to be saying that they beat every team in the city, and it's important to them, and also important to us because if we're able to do that, we're a little step closer again to the state playoffs.
Well, it's going to be a great game. It's a city rivalry. You can't beat it, Coach Truitt. Good luck tonight against Westover.
Thanks very much.